Hi guys, welcome back to another Big Al Devlin video here at the House of Devlin. Thanks for tuning in. This particular video is basically my response to recently finding out that during a car crash that I was involved in 2 years ago, basically I've got diminished balance. So if I stand up, as you can see, I am okay. But when I'm outside, I do use a cane just in case. Because intermittently I do get dizzy spells where I fall over. Most of the time I spend it here, I spend it in my house. So if I fall, typically I can fall onto the sofa or into the wall or anything along those lines. However, I've trained my entire life, and my physicality and my willpower and determination to fight through illness or weakness or anything along those lines is profound. It's a part of who I am. Going to the gym is to me like breathing. I love to lift big weights, and I'm not interested in getting abs or anything like that. So I'm not a bodybuilder, guys, but I am a sort of big guy who likes to lift big weights, and I do lift pretty big weights. If you go watch some of my playlists, Big Al's Big Workouts, you'll see me do near enough to 30 reps on 100 kilograms. That's 220 pounds on the bench press, just straight out, bang, 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 bang. You know, and doing similar weights like on squat and deadlift as well. So I do have a lot of strength. Now, just for background, I am a martial artist. First and foremost, I'm trained in Muay Thai, boxing, karate, so Shotokan karate, and I also know Glima and Pomachang Pankration to smaller levels, but the others I am quite good at, and very proficient and, as I say, very knowledgeable on, to the point where I can teach it. It's how I make my living. And so really this video is the beginning of a series of training videos, I hope, that show you how I train to, because basically what I want is within the next year I want to be in the ring fighting despite this balance issue. I don't want it holding me back. Yes, I have to accommodate for it during everyday life, but I don't want it to dominate in any way whatsoever my sort of dreams and goals and aims, so to speak. I know I'm a good fighter, and if it means I have to modify my fighting style, so I do less kicks, for example, and stick more to punching, or those kind of things. So, so I'm on 2 feet more often than I would otherwise be, because obviously when you kick, you go onto one leg. Things like this. Do more clinch work so that I can actually, if I feel dizzy, I've got my opponent to hold on to. Things like this. If I need to change my fighting style, then so be it, but it's not going to stop me. So what I wanted to do was to do a series of progress videos and training videos. So there will be the odd training video coming up, but they're mostly just going to be sets here and there, like a set of 25 reps on 100 kilogram bench press, things like that, because I don't enjoy filming my entire workout, I must admit. I find it a little bit tedious and boring. Something I can do, something I will do, something that I have done, but I'm not necessarily going to promise it to you. I'm a man of my word. I keep my promises. But what I will do is I will do regular videos like this once every 2 to 4 weeks, maybe once every 6 weeks at most, where I weigh myself. I do that in front of you. I'll do that later. And I also do a pose down so I can see what I'm looking like, because there's 2 things in any form of training that don't lie, and that is your eyes and the scales. The mirror and the scales is what they say. And so if I feel like I'm getting a little bit too podgy, for example, I don't care about abs. I don't care that I've got a bit of a belly. I call it my power belly, and it is useful to have. But I do need strong abdominal regions, which are there regardless of the fact that you can't see them. I can take a punch to the belly, no problem whatsoever. I can take multiple punches, full power, and shrug it off. It hurts, but you know, I'm a martial artist. It's part of what I do, you know. But nonetheless, slightly better conditioning will equal better fitness, and I'm going to be changing my training around a lot compared to how I used to train. For example, how I used to train before a few weeks back, where I nearly fell and broke my ankle, is I just did, you know, 1 rep maxes sort of thing. I did reps as well for just to show off and stuff, but it was my primary training was strength training. But now it's going to be fitness, martial arts, and strength training. The strength is just so that I can overpower my opponent in the ring. So without further ado, I'm going to do a pose down. This will happen every week, along with a little talk that we just had, telling you about the progress of my training. Hopefully, you know, there is progress, because sometimes you do regress and go backwards. Sometimes there won't be much progress to talk about, and I'll be an honest man. I'll tell you whether I'm doing good, whether I'm doing bad, whatever. I don't care. I'll tell you. And then, of course, we've got the scales as well as a sort of a quantitative way of showing you, am I going up in weight, down in weight, and combined with the pose down, you can see whether it's a loss of fat, a loss of muscle, a gain of muscle, or gain of fat, or a bit of all 3 or 4 of them, or whatever. Okay, so let's start with the pose down. Don't worry, there ain't no music or anything. So really, our main focus is going to be the upper body. Not as familiar with doing this as you can imagine, but and you can see why when I was a weightlifter, why when I did weightlifting or just trained weights for fun, there was a reason why I never went into professional bodybuilding. 1, I don't have the conditioning for it, and 2, I don't have the ability to pose. I'm not the best poser in the world, that's for certain. But nonetheless, it's you know, a working skill. It's something you can learn. It's something you can learn, and over time, I hope to develop my posing skills, because it's always good to have that. Now I'm just going to pause it so I can reposition the camera for my legs. Alright guys, I think that worked. So what we have, as I say, is you can see a bit more of a sort of continuity between my legs and my waistline. So my waistline, I will do measurements also for you guys from time to time. My waistline is about roughly 38 to 40 inches, so it is quite big. But as you can see, my legs are bigger than that waistline. If I was to follow my legs up, they go up to about there. So, you know, big legs, big waist. And the muscularity on them is very thick, very strong. I am a strong squatter, very keen squatter. And my kick, you know, when I come in and bang, kick you, is quite powerful, but it's more my knees and my kicks, my elbows and stuff. My right teep, my front kick, which is and my right roundhouse kick, are really good. I've got a really good stamp kick on both sides. I've got elbows good on both sides, and but boxing, I've got a very good jab, very good right hook, and a very good right cross. But other than that, I hope really you guys can help me now. You can tell me where improvements need to possibly be made. Oops. On the understanding, of course, that I'm not a bodybuilder. Okay, I'm not a bodybuilder, guys. I'm not on here to become the biggest and the strongest. But I do the pose downs because that's the only thing I know to really show you guys my muscularity, or if in your opinion, my lack of muscularity, where I need to lean up a little bit better or or not. Or whether I'm in good enough condition, obviously, to fight. Now, obviously, as a fighter, one of the things is you do need to keep some excess weight on you. So if I was to see, if I'm trying to pull that off, I can't actually pull that much loose skin off. If I stand up, I can pull a little bit of loose skin off, just a little, but hardly anything off there, nothing off there really. And nothing off my chest. So, you know, I've got a little bit of loose skin, but not much. So I have just about enough fat to last about, you know, the 10 rounds, so to speak, that you would get in boxing, or the 3 or 5 rounds that you'd have in MMA, which is what I'm going to be going in, depending on what quality of fighting. Obviously, I'll start amateur and go semi-professional and then professional. Hopefully, that's my hope and aim. But you know, having 3 2-minute rounds, people always say 3 2-minute rounds, that's easy. I can do that easy. Well, I've done it as a teenager. I've done 3 5-minute rounds, as it was in Muay Thai, when I did my Muay Thai training. And I can tell you that even the 3 2-minute rounds is hell on your body. The adrenaline, it burns, it kills. And you can't do nothing about it, because there's an opponent in the ring trying to knock you out. And the problem is, if that opponent's fitter than you, or better than you, or more skilled than you, and there's a variety of ways in which to exploit your fitness. They don't have to be fitter than you. They could be couch potatoes, but if they're more skillful than you, more experienced than you, control the centre of the ring, so on and so forth, and that they know their ring craft, they can knock you out by getting to you to do all the work, and they do nothing, hardly anything. When they come up close, instead of fighting you initially, instead of going into a proper Muay Thai clinch, for example, they can just rest their weight on you. And that's what I do, because I'm taller than most opponents. I'm pushing 6'3". I'm just under 6'3". So I can rest my weight on someone and get them to hold my weight, which lets me rest, but also knackers them out as well. So anyway, it's a good way also to show off my tattoos. What do you think about my new ones, by the way, on the side of my head? They're looking pretty good at the moment, actually, I must admit. Pretty nifty. Right, to the scales, and that's it. Thank you for watching, guys. And if you follow me, obviously, I hope that one day we may meet. Shake my hand, come up to me, say hello, and go. You know, if I do end up fighting and I do end up doing well, I'm more than happy to give you an autograph if I get to that point. If I don't get to that point, well, maybe buy me a drink to drown my sorrows. You know. I'll see you later, guys. This is the scales. Okay, so the scales, let's just activate them to start off with. They go like that until they're ready. I'm UK British, so this will be in stone and pounds. Okay, so 18 stone, 5 pounds. That's what I'm weighing in at the moment, and that makes me super heavyweight. Okay, thank you, guys.